So in this video, I want to create with you some new OC, the first in 10 years. The hell. Currently, I'm working on my webtoon by the name Hiss and Chill. I had to insert some new characters to make plot sustainable and complete, but I had some miscalculations from my side. I had no idea how they are gonna look. So when I imagine the scene on my webcomic, I see Naja talking to blurred figure, pixelated face, just fog. That's not good because I need to draw a comic, right? And this character is gonna play pretty important role in the story. This kind of things happen so rarely in my life, so I'm taking it very seriously. Let me introduce you my OCs that I have for more than 10 years. Here is Naja, my beautiful snake-tailed man. He's my mascot. His best friend Jay. His old name was Johnny. Also have him since very old times. Here is my cranky OC Shade. And also two brothers, Kaveh and Ezra. I will talk about them in the future videos, so don't worry, you will hear about them more. All my OCs are like kids for me. And I feel like I gave birth to them long time ago. I'm not joking. It feels like I was mother all these times. So I'm going to basically take you through the process of pregnancy and delivery of new OC. Part 1. OC Pregnancy Planning. As I said before, I'm taking the OC pregnancy with a very big responsibility. I'm not some young girl to get OC pregnant by accident. I'm almost 30 and I'm preparing for it. Planning how my baby is gonna look like, I'm collecting some references of the characters I'd like to imply on their look. That takes some concentration because I had to think about all the aesthetics I like, all characters that make me feel something. I wrote down on sticky note what I would like to see in my future character, what characters are inspiring me and what mood I want to give them. It's nice to write everything down because it gives you some overview and you can make some decisions, what you want to leave, what you want to adjust. So it's kind of nice. I advise everyone to do the same things if you want to create a new OC. So that's nice. Don't pay attention to the mess behind me. I was packing orders from my shop. Main design will be based on emerald green boa snake. I decided to make more OCs that are snakes because I have just one. My main character Naja, so he's gonna have some new friend. If you watched previous video where I talk about more about myself, you may know that I finished biology degree in university. Maybe that explains my obsession with snakes. I always liked them. Personally, when I was a kid, all my classmates wanted like kittens and dogs and birds, but I just wanted a snake. I asked my mom, but she was like, no, say sorry daughter, we cannot afford that. I want to imply not only their outer look, but behavior features to a character. As you can see, the green boas are very clingy and they look kind of silly and kind of threatening, so that's what I want to imply to a new OC as well. I mean, look at this Pookie. He looks so cute and silly. This reference will be the basis of a character, and other features and references will be built around this foundation. Next in my mood board is Yakuza vibe. Yes, he will be connected with the mafia and he will be a bad guy basically. At the same time, he will be friends with my innocent baby Naja. You may ask how, but you will find it out only when my webtoon will be out, so I'm not gonna spoil too much for now. Next on my mood board is anime character inspiration. I want my character to resemble them in both appearance and personality, capturing some of their key features and behaviors. First character is Hiruma Yoichi from iShow 21. I just love him very much and always liked his sharp features and dangerous, almost mafia vibe. The fact that he's casually carrying guns around, iconic. And the sharp teeth, the earrings, honestly, it's just all chef kiss. Before reading manga, I assumed he was a villain, but discovering that he's actually one of the main protagonists was such a cool twist. It made me appreciate him even more. Next character is Hidan from Naruto. Well, he's fitting the mood I want to imply to my character, but not really in full capacity. Maybe it's his impulsiveness and how silly he is. I love Hidan personally and he deserves a special place in my heart. Next are Squalo and Gokudera from Reborn, are big inspirations for me too. I love their impulsive personalities and the way they are so fiercely loyal to their boss. That role, being the right-hand man in a mafia gang always by the boss side, has such a strong appeal. That's something I'd love to channel in my own new character. And the last one is Envy from Full Metal Alchemist. Also just aura and vibe maybe. I'm trying to research here what path to go, so having him here for the reference for now. Oh, and the last thing I forgot to add is Zhongli's hairstyle. I just want to give him his thin red tail behind and yeah, let him flex with his weapon here. And here is the final mood board. So let's sketch some ideas and get pregnant. Part 2, first trimester. That's the most important phase for an OC and a mother. That's when everything is developing. The character's organ structure, his head, eyes, mouth and limbs start to form. He's starting to look like a little human. Sketching in my sketchbook helps me quickly explore spontaneous ideas for how my OC might look. I just doodle whatever comes to mind. It feels much more free and less stressful than starting digitally. I really like the feeling of pencil and the paper. While traveling to Berlin, I used the 6-hour train ride to relax, sketch, and enjoy the process. Listening the music that makes the character's vibe really helps too. I've actually made a playlist just for him. If you're curious, you can pause the video and check out the songs. So here is the final result of my sketches in train. A bit messy, but that's perfect enough for moving to the next stage of our pregnancy. Part 3, second trimester. This is the stage when the embryo OC finally turns into a fetus, aka paper sketch turns into a digital character sheet. I'm recording my process on my clip studio on my iPad. Here I'm trying to copy the face from the sketchbook, but then I just gave up and traced it over. As I told, I always feel like sketchbook sketches looks much better than digital ones, so I cannot really make him the same good looking as he was in the sketchbook. That's why I just traced him, so who gonna judge me for it? At the same time, I'm trying to copy the face expression of the real green boa, at least his eyes. As you can see, I decided to give him short spiky hair because I really don't want anything to block his beautiful face, and he will have some marks on his neck, so I also don't want it to be blocked. And actually, I have too many characters with his long hair. I need to get rid of some and don't make any more. And maybe spoiler for maybe upcoming video in the future, we're gonna redesign one of my long-haired characters to an average male character with darker hair. So if you are interested, please let me know. I'm looking at the process, how I did draw the face, and I struggled a lot. I couldn't find the right eyes and mouth shape. I was erasing the hair over and over. It's not nice. So fast forward, I finally figure out the shape and the form of the character. So I'm using a filling lasso tool quickly to fill the base, color the skin and his dark hair. I didn't know what color of hair he's gonna have, but randomly I just decided to add the gradient, the same as Zhongli has from Genshin, and add maybe some yellow highlights that matches his beautiful eyes. Here I'm adding some shadows, simple shadows using the layer mode linear burn. I used to use multiply layer mode before, but somehow linear burn works better for me. Maybe because my art tends to look a bit faded away and linear burn makes it more saturated. As you can see, I already colored some line art in area of a nose and neck, somewhere in the ears. It just makes some stuff look more natural. Now basically polishing, cleaning line art, adding some sparkles in the eyes, just making the drawing more clean. Of course, not forgetting to add some blushes in the cheek and the ear, the shoulders, but yeah, not trying to make it too red. For the character sheet, I usually add front and back view of a character. So here I am tracing the sketch from the sketchbook. His back side is the most important because during the sketch, I've decided to showcase his snake skin on his back in some interesting patterns. I also want to show the snake skin on the back side of his arms. I think the green color contrasts with skin very good. I love the pattern of the emerald green boas, so I'm applying those everywhere. Here I come back to the portrait and trying to figure out the shape of the pattern on the neck. I found the process really entertaining to find the shapes of that snake skin parts on his neck, trying to make it look dynamic and interesting. After figuring out the shape of the pattern on the neck, I immediately moved for the coloring of the pattern on his back. I wanted to play with patterns that would anatomically emphasize his figure, but also look stylish and a little bit spicy. So his snake features are way more defined than Naja's. Naja just has a tail and his body look fully like a human. If you want to see more of Naja's anatomy, you can follow the link to Patreon and check it out there. So let me tell you a bit more about this character. He's much younger than Naja and his body type is more light but pretty muscular. I'm not sure yet about his height, but Naja is 190, 193. So this guy will be a bit shorter but not too short. So around 180, I would say. He likes silver metal jewelry, guns, and his boss. I still need to think a lot about his characteristics and features. By starting webcomic, I had to create a lot of new stuff about my OCs that I never thought about. It's kind of challenging but very interesting because for me, my old OCs, they just existed in my head. I never thought about what day they were born, what their zodiac sign, what's their favorite color, what's their favorite food and everything. So I'm having a lot of fun now by working more on my OCs every day. Here I moved to the front view. I just copied the back view line art and traced it over so the proportions stay accurate, and I just start to draw the front view. Besides the front and back view, I decided to add a little illustration in the other side of the page, so it's gonna be more rendered and colored differently to make the picture more nice and fun, but also of course to show that I can color a bit, render a bit, and it's not only flat colored sketches on my character sheet. Also, it's a nice way to show his fashion taste and how his tail is wrapped around his leg. I like the thing with green boas that they sit on the trees mostly wrapped around branches. So I want to add for him the feature that his tail is always wrapped around his leg, and also every time he gets close to someone, his tail just automatically wraps around that person's limb or body. And he just doesn't notice it himself, but everyone around him find it very annoying. Fast forward into process, I started coloring the sketches. First I thought his snake skin part will be only on his back, but I've decided to show them a bit in front as well. So it also goes under his chest area, giving it a little bit more spice. The same flat coloring process goes to the last illustration as well. So I'm just gonna show you how it looks in the end of this stage. So here we go. Now I'm going to move my workspace from my iPad to my computer. That's where I'm going to render and polish the OC character sheet. I'm using MacBook Pro and I'm gonna draw on Wacom Cintiq Medium. That doesn't belong to me actually, it's my boyfriend's Wacom Cintiq. So that's all the orders from my online store. Thank you so much for your orders. Not long time ago, I've decided to quit conventions, and that's why I'm selling all my merch with a big discount to get rid of stock. You can check out my website and see if you like something. I have acrylic charms, pins, prints, and art books available. Part 4, third trimester. I was so happy to see how ideas become real and our baby is finally developing and getting ready for delivery. In this stage, the baby is fully formed but still needs some polish. I prefer to paint on my Wacom Cintiq and see an artwork on a big screen on PC monitor. That gives me a feeling how drawing looks from far away, and I can see if composition or contrasts are wrong. That's kind of habit I have developed from working in a game company. We always had to check the stuff in a bigger screen and walk far away from the drawing to see if it looks nice. By the way, I was brainwashed that a tablet doesn't play a role in your art skills. Like, if you are drawing good, you can draw amazing on the cheapest Wacom bamboo tablet. So let me tell you, it's bullshit. Oh my god, how my skill upgraded when I switched to a big screen tablet. It was insane. I was drawing most of my life on Wacom Intuos, like the just flat tablet on the table. And all the time I was so upset and confused why I cannot draw properly on Photoshop back then. And I genuinely thought that it's a skill issue, not a tablet issue. But it's for sure not for everyone. Some of my friends hate drawing on screen tablets, so before giving your last money for big purchases like that, please go try first and research. But my advice is, if you feel like you're stuck and you cannot draw properly, just try to change the tablet type. It can be helpful. And here I did some trick to play with the light source. I added like normal shadows that are traditionally drawn like from up above down, I guess. And I just reversed it. So basically the shadow parts are light now and the lighter parts are in the shadow. If you're bored with the same light source, you can also experiment like that. I added some small snake doodles around the character to make the sheet feel more playful and to highlight the resemblance to a real snake. I like balancing serious artwork with chibi elements. It adds charm and keeps things light. It also helps reinforce the big, medium, small design principle. I'm adding some gradient circle figure behind the portrait to make stuff look unite. I want my character sheet to look complete and balanced. I suddenly had an urge to draw him full body and show how his tail is wrapping around his leg. I think it's a fun idea. Even though I draw most of the stuff in Clip Studio, I still have a face that needs to be done. I sent one layer to my Procreate back to my iPad and start a detailed polishing. Somehow I cannot do the same fast and precise in Clip Studio, so Procreate works perfect for me for adding small microscopical details such as eyelashes, ends of hair, and other small adjustments. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I fuse all layers in the end for that process. So I just paint in Procreate on top of one image. That might be my favorite step in drawing as a whole because I just turn off my brain and it's so meditative and relaxing to do. Before showing the final result of my character sheet, I wanna quickly shout out to my patrons. Your support helps me a lot and lets me create content that I love, and it actually covers my health insurance. Join us for behind-the-scene content, work in progress, exclusive illustration, not safe for work art, and many more. Part 5. Delivery. It's finally time for a new character to come into this world. After 25 hours of drawing this character sheet, meet Nico, new OC of mine. I love him already and I'm really proud of how he turned out. I feel so much warmth when I look at my baby. I'm ready to show him whole world and protect him from all the bad stuff. I hope you like my new baby Nico and enjoy this video. Character sheets is my favorite things to draw and I had a lot of fun sharing with you the process and voicing the videos, so I really want to do it more often. I also want to add this option on my VGN commissions, but I have no idea how to charge it because it's a lot of work. I spent a lot of days working on this kind of character sheet. So let me know how much would you pay for this kind of character sheet. It's so cringe to tell, so cringe to say it, but I have to do it. If you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and share with other people. I don't know, just subscribe also would be nice, I guess. So bye-bye, it was very, very nice. Suddenly I found out that I am OC pregnant again. So should I make a new video of making my new King Cobra OC? I already have some sketches, so let me know. Bye!